All right, couch potatoes, I am back. I said I was going to show y'all how to start this t-shirt business and how to get this screen printing thing going. So first and foremost, we're going to make our screens. Now you don't have to make your screen. If you want to order them online, they're online for about 20 bucks. But if you want to make them yourself, you can spend about 3 bucks and do the same thing. Here are all of the materials that you need in order to make them. First and foremost, you're going to need wood glue. Make sure that your wood glue is waterproof because you're going to use a lot of water when you're using your screens. You're going to need a saw. You can use a hand saw if you like. I'm not because I'm lazy, so I'm bringing my dad in so that he can use this big old thing. But you don't have to use that. You're going to need screws in order to put the wood together with the wood glue, a staple gun to attach your mesh to it, measuring tape, a marker to mark the measurements, and then these are staples. If you go on tuneintok.com and you use the same staple gun that I have, it does not come with staples. So go into Home Depot, wherever you want to go, and make sure you go get the staples. So with the wood, we're going to cut two at 15 inches. So you want to mark it off with your marker.
I cannot believe he was gonna let me use this thing by myself. Like, what?
Hey, the sun came out for us. So what you're going to do with your wood for your frame, you're going to line it up as if you're making a frame. Put the piece together, and then we're going to add glue to the sides and glue all the pieces together.
To avoid mess, I advise using a little foam brush to apply the glue. Unless you're like me and you just don't mind getting down and dirty with it. And you want to apply a nice coating of the glue on there. And you'll see me show you the plank. There's a nice thick coating on there. It's nice and smooth. Just to blend right into that frame.
So when you're putting your staples into your wood, you don't want to put no more than like 3 to 5 staples on the corners because it'll break the wood. Keys.
Okay, now me using the staple gun here is definitely not as easy as it looks. I had to find my own method. You definitely gotta find one of those. So here you'll see my dad getting on the action, and he was showing out with the staple gun until he started missing staples. So then we're going to turn it over and do the exact same thing on the other side, and then we'll be almost finished our first frame. Now on this side, you'll see a bunch of staples, but they won't break the wood because they're literally on one side for the most part until he goes over there to fix them. That's what you get for showing out, Dad.
So once again, everything that I'm using, I have the links up on tuneintok.com along with the pictures, everywhere that I found it, all of that jazz. When you're getting your mesh, I have 120 mesh. That's what was recommended. Don't start asking me questions about like, what's the difference? I don't know right now. I'm still learning, but that's what's recommended by the kid who I'm learning from. When you're cutting your mesh, you want to cut it a bit bigger than how big your screen is so that you can fold it over. Like we see we're going to start doing here, and you're going to use the edges to staple into place really, really tight, and we're going to use each edge basically and get it tight on there. not even.
You gotta hold it down till it pop. See that?
Okay.
I am dapper like a handshake partner. Curry chicken ass niggas like pot swap. Hip hop a go-go, them niggas gon' rock that.
Oh, I wasn't recording.
So what I missed in the recording is that middle staple that you see, you're going to use that to kind of get that tension that you want to start with, and then use that as a point of reference as far as like how tight you're going to be pulling it. And it also holds the mesh into place as you're stapling down the other sides. So we did the top, and then we secured a side, and then we went back to secure the other side, and then to secure the bottom. So the next video you'll see us finishing out the screen, and we're really pulling it really tight, getting that point of reference, that middle point, to hold the mesh into place where we want it to be, how tight we want it to be. And then we're just going to continue to staple the mesh all the way down onto the wood. At this point, my dad was fed up with my mess with this staple gun, and so he's going to take over for this part. So while he's making that nice and pretty, I'm going to tell you that Kenyon Ken actually puts a layer of wood glue on top of the mesh around the edges of the frame on the back. So I did that as well. I definitely recommend doing that with that squeegee paintbrush that I recommended earlier in the video, because it gets really messy. And then we're going to test the tension and put it out to dry.
So we're going to test the tension, and then we're going to put it over somewhere to let it dry with all of the glue on.
How long is it supposed to sit and dry?
Until it dries. It's like about an hour or so. It should be dry. Oh yeah, I'm not going to touch it. So in our next episode, I'm going to show you how to coat your screens, how to burn your design into your screens, and then we're going to get into making our first design. It's lit! Make sure to check out tuneintok.com if you want to do these things, or if you want to follow up on the process. Everything is there on the how to do it yourself page, the DIY page. Everything that I create will be on the creations page, and check out the shop page because I got some cool stuff on there too. So we'll be back.